We have all seen the movie Orphan. A family adopts a sweet little girl, only to realize she isn't a child at all. In the movie, it was a terrifying plot twist. It was fiction, but what if I told you this actually happened in real life? In 2010, an American family adopted a 6-year-old girl from Ukraine. They thought they were saving her, but within months, they claimed they were living in a nightmare. They told police that this child was actually a dangerous adult in disguise. They claimed she threatened their lives. And the most shocking part, a US court agreed with them. A judge legally changed her age from 8 to 22. This is the disturbing and confusing story of Natalia Grace. Was she a master imposter, or was she a victim abandoned by the people who promised to protect her? Part 1. The adoption. Kristine and Michael Barnett were experienced parents. In May 2010, they received an emergency call about a little girl named Natalia who needed a home immediately. The agency said she was 6 years old and had a rare form of dwarfism. The Barnetts rushed to adopt her. When they saw her, they fell in love. She was tiny and fragile. They promised to give her the best life possible. But almost immediately, the mother, Kristine, started noticing things that didn't add up. Part 2. The physical mystery. It started with small details. According to Kristine, Natalia didn't act like a 6-year-old. She used sophisticated vocabulary. She didn't play with toys. But then, Kristine noticed physical signs. During daily routines, the mother observed that Natalia's body showed signs of maturity that were biologically impossible for a first grader. Kristine claimed Natalia had the physical development of a teenager or an adult woman. It terrified her. She asked herself, who is living in our house? Part 3. The behavior shift. Things went from strange to scary very quickly. The Barnetts claimed that Natalia began to terrorize the family. Kristine said she would wake up in the middle of the night to find Natalia standing silently at the foot of her bed, just staring in the dark. When asked what she was doing, Natalia allegedly said, "I'm waiting." The family claimed they found dangerous items hidden under Natalia's bed. They said strange chemicals were put into their drinks when they weren't looking. The fear in the house was real. The Barnetts were convinced they were living with a sociopath who was pretending to be a child to hurt them. Part 4. The incident. The breaking point happened during a family trip. The family was standing near a dangerous fence at a farm. Kristine claims that Natalia used all her strength to try and push her towards the hazard. Kristine managed to save herself, but in that moment, she realized this was not just a behavioral issue. She believed this was an attempt to cause serious harm. The Barnetts took Natalia to various specialists. The results were confusing. Some bone density tests suggested she was a child. But other assessments suggested she was an adult playing a role. Part 5. The legal twist. In 2012, the Barnetts made a desperate move. They went to a probate court in Indiana. They presented their evidence regarding her physical maturity and threatening behavior. They argued that Natalia was born in 1989, not 2003. They asked the judge to change her legal age, and surprisingly, a coup, the judge agreed. With the bang of a gavel, Natalia Grace was legally re-aged from 8 years old to 22 years old. In the eyes of the law, she was no longer a child. She was an adult woman. Part 6. The apartment. Since Natalia was now legally an adult, the Barnetts made a controversial decision. They rented an apartment for her in a different city. They paid the rent for a year, helped her get Social Security, and left her there to live independently. Then, the Barnetts moved to Canada. Imagine the scene. A person the size of a child living alone in an apartment complex. Neighbors were horrified to see her struggling to open heavy doors and wandering alone. They called the authorities, but when police arrived, the Barnetts showed the court order. "She is 22, they said. "We have done nothing wrong." Part 7. The DNA shock. For years, people believed the Barnetts. It sounded like the perfect horror story. But then, investigative journalists dug deeper. They tracked down Natalia and Apo's birth mother in Ukraine. They performed a DNA test. The results shocked everyone. The birth mother confirmed that Natalia was indeed born in 2003. This meant that when the Barnetts left her alone in that apartment, she was likely only 10 or 11 years old. Suddenly, the villain of the story changed. Was Natalia really a monster? Or was she a disabled child who was misunderstood and abandoned? Conclusion: the Barnetts were charged with neglect, but they stuck to their story. They still claim to this day that they were victims of a fraud. Natalia Grace has since found a new family who says she is kind and definitely a teenager. This case remains one of the most confusing mysteries of our time. Did a family abandon a helpless child? Or did an adult woman successfully fool the world? Both options are terrifying. Thank you for watching. I want to know your verdict. Based on the evidence, do you think Natalia was an adult imposter or an innocent child? Let me know in the comments below. Stay safe, and I and Apos L see you in the next mystery.